This is a super cute, colorful Les Sport sack. You can see the logo here. They kind of make vintage style bags out of nylon. This one's got a little bit of wear and just some dark marks here. I did wash it. And the funny thing is, it is missing the strap. So someone could easily put one of those clip-on straps or sew some straps on there if they were handy. But the cool thing is this thing, because it's such a popular brand and it's a cool colors, it sold for $30. So despite having some wear and not having the strap, it still sold for $30. This is a really cute, colorful, stamped metal box. I believe it had tea or candy or nuts in it. I think the back says mixed nuts. Super cute. Perfect for someone's kitchen or jewelry or something. And it sold for $25. This is a solid brass lion's head robe hook, or any kind of hook. You can see it has a bunch of paint on it. And usually I'll clean stuff like that off, but I tried to clean it with a scrubby and a magic eraser. But what I really needed to do was put some paint remover on it. And I was a little bit too lazy to do that. But it sold for the price that I wanted anyway. It sold for $36.99. And we actually got this in Amsterdam at one of the big flea market sales. So $36.99. I probably paid €1 for it. So that's a good sale. And actually it's going to someone in one town over. So that's kind of funny. These are a pair of women's sized ranger pants. We have a national park in our county, and you can see here it says Uniform Solutions Gore-Tex. So you know those are good quality pants. They zip down the side, and they sold for $34. This is a 1930 Old Dominion University Stein made of pewter. I don't know if it was actually from 1930 or if that's when Old Dominion University started. I did not research it very much. But it sold to someone in Virginia. So that makes sense. We took a best offer of $20 for this. You guys know that I love to buy napkin rings and placeholders. So these are a set of 8 brass tassel ribbon looking napkin rings, and they came in the original box from a department store that shut down that was in Washington DC, Woodward and Lothrop, and they sold for $50. It's a pretty good price for something that I'm sure someone else thought was junk. Okay, I love selling power adapters and plugs, specialty plugs, because they're just so nerdy. And you can find tons of them at thrift stores and estate sales, and especially flea markets. And the great thing about these is they almost always have, a brand, a model number, serial number, stuff that you can look up and put in your title. So if someone knows the model number and the brand and the volts and whatever, they can look it up and find yours on eBay. Now this one is funky. It's almost like it goes inside. It's for a printer, a Dell printer. Who knows how old this thing is. But it looks like it goes inside the printer. It doesn't like plug into the printer. So to me it seemed very specialty. It sold for $17, which is a great price for something you just find in a bin and probably cost you like $0.25. So I love buying stuff like this. I would buy more of it if it sold for more. But this was a pretty good sale. This is a vintage 80s Panasonic double tape player where you can record on one side and press play on the other. And it's a stereo. Ah, cat, come here. I know, you're really cute. And the funny thing is, my mom, I'm pretty sure this is the exact same one my mom had. So the minute I saw it, I was like, I have to get this thing because it's so awesome. I probably paid $3 for it. It was filthy. It had so much dust on it. I had to just like get a Q-tip and a little like scrapey tool and get all the little crevices. So I didn't see this exact model online, but hello. Oh my god. But I saw similar ones sell for $100. So I thought that I would charge $80. And it sold today. I only listed it the other day, so that was a good gamble. $4, $80. This was another great sale. These are CrossTech boots, and I believe they are like firefighter boots. They're steel-toed. They have, it's not metal, but it has like a reinforced plate in the front. It's got these awesome leather handles. It's quilted on the inside. They're awesome. Union made in the USA. And they sold this morning for $125, which is a great way to start the morning. This has to be the sale of the month. I bought this. It is a Technics PreAmp, or Techniques, people say it different ways, stereo power amp. It's part of a component of a stereo system. Now, Technics is a very, very good brand, a high-end brand. I bought this at a very, very, very junky thrift store for $20. And I knew because of the brand that it would be worth a lot more. So I put it up for $7 something because I had seen other ones up for like $1,000 that were like pristine. This one has a little bit of scratches on the top. So I put it up for like $7.50, and someone gave me an offer of $5.50 yesterday, and we were absolutely thrilled with that since we only paid $20 for it. So that is a great, great, great sale. This is a Ralph Lauren chaps shirt. Looks like it's from the 90s. And it sold for $25. These are vintage melamine or Melmac. It's a type of plastic. Plates. They have the separation on them. They're probably from a cafeteria or a church or something like that. Now, we went to a thrift store and they had so many of these because some kind of business donated all of them. So I have been very successful in selling Melmac plates and teacups and things like that. So we got all of them because they were basically free. I think we got about 200 of them. And you can imagine how much space that took up. This is only 7. And the crazy thing about these is they are quite heavy. So this is 7. It's 5 pounds. So the shipping prices get a little bit high for people. But I sold most all of them, and these are the last 7 left. And they sold for $25. These are a pair of silver metallic Sam and Libby Oxfords. They're brand new. I think I got them at Goodwill one time, so they probably cost me $3. And they sold for $50. This is a minor league baseball hat. It's a wool blend, new era, so it's kind of a nice one. It took me forever to figure out whose logo this was. I know it's like the color of the Mets, so I knew it was someone who was maybe associated with the Mets. But it turns out it's the Wilmington, Delaware Blue Rocks. That's the only problem with sports hats and me, is I don't know teams. I mean, I know the basics, like, you know, Red Sox and Yankees and stuff like that, but sometimes with some of the smaller teams, or with teams that are newer, I'm like, I have no idea. So this sold for $20 to someone in Kansas, of all places. This is a Saab license plate or vanity plate that you would put on the front of your car. The thing about this is they stopped making Saabs altogether. So you cannot get something like this anymore. And the cool thing about this is it's got that kind of like glossy enamel logo on there. So I saw another one that wasn't as fancy that was just printed, sell for about $30 or $40. So I said, I'm going to put this up for $50 because you can't get it anymore, and it's like a pretty high quality thing for a Saab nerd, and it sold for $50. This is a lovely handmade butcher block cutting board. It's quite thick. It's about 11.5 inches square, and it sold for $36.99. Now, I think I priced it a little bit low because it's used and it's not a brand name. It's just handmade. I mean, 36 is good, but I would like to get something like 40 or 50 for these. But I think because it was already used and had some marks, but still a good sale. These are a pair of chef's pants. They have an elastic band. I think they came from the national park. Aramark company that runs the food up in the national park. And they sold for $15. So that's not too high, but we have a bunch of them. So I think we were just like, let's move them out. This is a really cute set of wooden utensils, mostly spoons, and then a little measuring cup. And I guess this is a whisk. It's just like a little broom thing. So it would look cute hanging up, or people could use it. And it sold for $30. This is a solid brass drink mixing strainer from Thailand. There's like Thai patterns around here. You might have seen these in thrift stores before, where it's like just solid brass flatware sets that say Siam or Thailand. I love getting these pieces because they're very mid-century. This piece actually sold on Bonanza for $25. This is a box of about 70 travel magnets. Now, this truly does look like junk. At an auction, when you see it, the person who traveled, or when people traveled, would send stuff to them, send the magnet to them so they could put it on the refrigerator. It seems really silly. One time I had a lot of, I think it was like 14, and they sold almost right away. So I thought, okay, we're going to get these and we're going to sell them. This is a lot of about 70, and it sold for $40. Now, I had it up for $50, I think more than $50. And this person kept messaging me for like 2 weeks about this one magnet. Maybe it doesn't exist anymore. Maybe they love this place or something. So she kept saying, I'll give you $12 for that one magnet. I'll give you $15 for that one magnet. And we were like, no, we're not going to break up the lot. We're just going to keep it because it's a pain to take one out, retake photos, blah, 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 blah. So I sent her an offer of $40 and she accepted. So she bought this whole big lot. It's about 5 pounds worth of magnets. This is a beautiful vintage copper Revere ware kettle. It's got a wood handle. I just bent it over so I could ship it. I don't think that I polished this up. I might have just scrubbed it and kept the patina on this one. I might have just been a little bit lazy, or maybe it was worse than this. It might have been worse than this, and I cleaned it. Sometimes the copper is really, really brown, but this one's got a pretty good shine to it. I originally had this up for $79 because copper kettles, especially Revere ware, can be very, very popular. But I took an offer of $69, which is also a great sale. This is a faux fur jacket. It's very purple. The tag says Teddy Bear by White Stag. I had this up for $40, but I took an offer of $27 because I want to get rid of my jackets. So I was happy that someone wanted it. This is a patch for a Letterman jacket, a Varsity Letterman jacket. I do not believe it's vintage, but it's kind of a vintage style. I always get these because they're super cool, and this one sold for 20 bucks. This is an LL Bean tote bag. They call it a Bean Tote. I don't know if you can see that. It's called a Bean Tote. It's kind of in rough shape. It's got a name on it. This side looks okay, but this side has a stain, and it's kind of stained inside. I did wash it, but it still sold for $40. And it's sold to one of those companies that sends stuff to Japan. It's like Flight to TSA or something like that. Yeah, so I get a lot of sales from them every couple months. So that's always a nice sale. This is 1 yard of raw silk made in Thailand. It says it somewhere on the selvage. Beautiful color, and just 1 yard sold for $40. This is a men's dark navy blue coat, and I've had this for a very long time. I know that because it was before eBay allowed 80 characters for the title, so the title was really short. I think I had it up for $79 and they offered $69, which is awesome. So this sold for $70. Okay, I just got mad at myself because the outsider art that we mentioned on the podcast, I forgot to videotape. So I'm going to show you on the computer. These are some of the sketches. These ones are cool, but there's some cooler ones in there. Look at that one! What? Some cool portraits. Totally wacky. Look at that! Oh! Incredible. Also incredible. Now these ones were done with oil paints. So the oil was like leaking through onto the other pages, which was amazing. And that's the signature. She's got that grid going on. And this sold to someone who's kind of a well-known comedian and actor in Los Angeles. So that's kind of fun. Yes. I love the colors. So great. Oh, that one's amazing. That's my favorite. So that sold for $2.50. And this was the other one that she bought, and it's a wood burning of a dog, and it says Fred. It's so awesome. This one sold for $36. This is a book about Hurricane Hugo in 1989. It's from a lot of books that we got a long time ago, and I was actually surprised. I priced this at $25, and it sold. This is a Barbara Makowsky leather purse. We got this when we went to New York for the holidays, and we went to the Housing Works bag sale. It's $25 for this bag. We bought 2 bags, so we spent $50. I did find this in a pile, which was nice. I thought it was a cheap, knockoff leather bag, but I showed it to my mom, and she's like, nope, that's a $100 bag at least. There's a little bit of wear here, but we showed that on the listing. Overall, it's in really nice shape. this lady offered me 40 for it. I had it up for 120, and then I said I would take 90. And what was funny is she hemmed and hawed about it, and she was like, I have this same bag in 2 other different colors, so I really want this one. And of course, she didn't want to pay. She didn't want to pay. And finally, we did settle at 90 plus shipping. So that's great because that paid for the 2 bags of stuff that we bought there for $50, plus $40 extra. And that's it for this week. See you next week. Bye.